Monday morning. I was installing some surveillance cameras at a local dealership. The day was filled with busy running up and down ladders, installing cameras and whatnot. I was looking forward to the evening of starting a fire, because the night before we got about 6 inches of snow. So I was looking forward to starting a fire at the home, at the house, and having a nice drink with my friend Jack. Daniels, that is. When things really didn't turn out the way that I anticipated they would. At about 3:30 in the afternoon, the guy I was working with told me we had one more camera to put up, and we're done for the day. So I was in a hurry to get done because Jack was waiting on me. The camera had to go in the body shop, and it was about 15 foot up in the air. So I grabbed the camera, I grabbed one of those little giant ladders with ladders that you have about 10 or 15 different configurations to them. I got in the body shop, I made it to an extension ladder about 12 foot tall. I did all my groundwork on the camera. I grabbed that, I grabbed what I needed to mount it up on the side of the building. I was on the inside of the building, by the way. And I scurried up the ladder. And when I got to about 9 foot, I felt the ladder give away. Bam! I'm on the ground, I jumped up real fast. Parts were flying, ladders were flying. I jumped up real fast, I said, I'm okay. People started gathering around me to make sure everything was all right, and really I wasn't all right. Luckily, one of the employees was a former EMT. He got a chair for me to sit down in and started looking at my legs and make sure everything was okay. I had some severe, I wouldn't say lacerations, but I had chunks taken out of my shin, and I had a goose egg on my shin about the size of a softball. At first thought, we thought possibly I broke my leg as I was coming down in the ladder because my legs got tangled up in the rungs. As he's working down my leg, he hits a certain spot. And the next thing I know, I'm on my back with my legs up on the chair elevated. And I hear something back behind me. The ambulance is on the way. And I'm thinking, oh crap. I had two things going on in my mind. Number one, I just passed out because of the pain. I had two things going through my mind at that point. Number one, how the hell am I going to pay for this? At that point in time in my life, the only health insurance I had was called the Richard and Donna Brewer bank account, and it only had a couple $1,000s in it. Number two was, man, I hope the ladder's all right, because it wasn't mine. Things that we really shouldn't be thinking about, but things that we all think about when we get into it. The EMTs arrive and they start taking my vitals and checking everything and making sure I'm okay, making sure my blood pressure's all right. And they're asking me questions because I passed out. They're asking everything from what's your birthday, what's your name, what's your middle name, what day is today, what years. They want to make sure I'm in my right mind, make sure I didn't have a head injury. And I'm sure my wife could answer that question if I was in my right mind, because most of the time I'm not. But I had one single goal at that point in time, was I was not going to take a ride in an ambulance. Bar none, I didn't want to pay a $2,000 bill for something I didn't think I needed. I could have had my wife come pick me up and take me someplace if need be. I finally convinced them that I wasn't going to go. So I called my wife and I gave her the news that I'd fallen off the ladder and I banged my leg up pretty good and I needed to go to an urgent care center to be looked at. She came and got me and we went to the urgent care center, and I was pleasantly surprised at the processes and procedures that they had. Number one, when I walked in the door, I showed them what was wrong. They looked at me and they told me it was going to be $130 for them to see me right off the bat. And I had to pay before they saw me because I didn't have health insurance. I was good with that because $130 is a lot better than $3,000 or $4,000 at the hospital. The next thing was they wanted to know if I needed any x-rays. And they told me x-rays were going to be about $45. That wouldn't be a bad idea. I could walk on my foot, I could wiggle my toes, I could wiggle my ankle. I had a pretty good idea that it wasn't broken, but I wasn't absolutely positive. So I got a couple x-rays, and we walked out of the ER, or walked out of the urgent care for under $250. A far So as I'm sitting there that night, I'm hopped up on Advil and I've got an adult beverage sitting by me, just relaxing. And I'm thinking of the day's events and what could have been. And I'm figuring out how much it would have cost if I would have went in an ambulance and if I would have went to the hospital, to the ER. And I was guessing anywhere from $4,000 to $6,000 is what my total bill would have been that I would have had to pay. I had the same injury, and I went to the urgent care center and got everything squared away for a fraction of the cost. The nurses and the doctors were as competent as the ER doctors and nurses were. My question was, what's the difference? When I was being checked out by the EMTs, they told me that not to worry about the cost. I could make payments. It wasn't that big of a deal. I needed to worry about my leg and everything else. And I thought about that. Don't worry about the cost. You can always make payments. And I'm thinking back to my grandfather and my great-grandfather. The differences in the society that they lived in. They always talked about overall cost, total cost. Today, everybody talks about payments. Majority of people, not everybody, but the majority of people talk about what's it going to cost me per month. Any sales ad, it's always a monthly payment of X. Well, that day, I was looking at the overall cost of what it was going to cost me and what was best for my situation. Some people think that I made the wrong decision. My mother is included. She thought I was nuts for not going to the hospital. But I made the best decision for myself and my family. And that's what we all have to do in certain situations, is make the best decision at that time. It's always easier to look back and I should have did this and I should have did that. But at that point in time, when you have those emergencies come up, you have to do what's best